Hey, it's Spence, the evil genius.
Yeah, baby. I'm back. It's Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, 12:30. I didn't think I was going to survive yesterday, to be honest. Yesterday tested my mettle as an entrepreneur, but I have a lot to share with you today because I made it through. Notice since last time too, went to the dog trimmer, got my hair, my coif reduced. Fernando over here says hi. He also went to the barber, but let me tell you about yesterday's day, and then I want to share with you some live action because I'm making a video now demonstrating a few of the things I'm going to talk about. First of all, in the entrepreneur's journey, and I think that many of you qualify as entrepreneurs, that you're sharing with me building something new where other people fail, building something new where other people don't have any idea, finding pain points that need solutions and making it happen. And so yesterday I had a triple whammy. I woke up yesterday, I had a good friend, client of mine, Neil, who's been waiting on a solution, who was the last person from the old world into the new world. And we were supposed to meet at 11 o'clock. He had to reschedule, so it was pushed back till 7:30. But I was concerned because I've been trying to build a solution for him from his current site where he has close to 500 speakers. He runs a few online conferences in the new age. And I wanted him to have the best of the new world, but that transition was just, how are we going to get there? Number two, the platform of MinuteLaunch AI has been running about 197 clients, and it shit the bed yesterday. Apparently, I didn't realize when I built the system, because it has a token system for GitHub, that GitHub apparently was getting pinged outside of the scope. Hola, John. Was getting pinged outside the scope of the tokens, and as a result of that, it was just taking everybody down. In other words, I only had given out a certain roll of quarters for GitHub to use, and it was exceeding that. So everybody was shut down. Number three, my new product, which is a subset of MinuteLaunch called FluentMCP, launched with great fanfare, great success, have sold a number of those. And as a result of that, FluentMCP needed some unit testing in the real world, and the clients who were using it were coming back, as I'm going to show you, with like, this is amazing, but it's not quite doing something correct. So from 6 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, I was going full throttle, and I'm pleased to say that it worked out. Neil was thrilled, and I'm going to show you what we built for Neil. The MinuteLaunch, I rebuilt the platform. So we've got a new, better way of doing things that is not dependent on the GitHub key. And that's going to be awesome for everybody because I'm going to retrofit you today. And by the way, retrofitting a platform of 200 people is what I love to do. It's like when you're flying in an airplane, if the mechanic was on board, got out the window on the wing, started fiddling with the engines. And number three, the FluentMCP is just killing it. It's awesome. And I had a meeting with a few other new agency clients about using these systems. So without further ado, let's start with Spence is going to share his screen. Oh, I want to finish the story before I do. What happened during the day was everybody's pinging me and emailing me, and I'm literally like thinking I'm not going to make it through this day. But I just remembered, this is the thing when you're an entrepreneur, when you are challenged with the Sisyphean task of rolling that ball up the hill, up the hill, up the hill, up the hill, and you do it, there is no better feeling than later in the day or the next morning. And I had not been drinking for a long time. I had a glass of bourbon with my son. He made some dinner, chilled out, went into the inflatable hot tub. It all worked out well. Anyway, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play? Okay, so let me share the screen. I also want to say, before I get started, my friend Mark Szymanski is just doing an amazing job with his YouTube channel, and he kills me. He cracks me up. And he sent me yesterday, we had done, let me see if I got the right screen here. Mark and I had done an interview. Oh my God, when was it? It was way back when. It was a month ago. I had totally forgotten about it. I'm going to share with you this link. You guys should watch this because Mark is hilarious as a person. He's much younger than I am, but let me paste this link in. You watch this on your own time. Mark did the editing on the intro to our interview, and I was rolling on the floor laughing because I had just drank an espresso. I just drank an espresso. And he started the interview. And those of you who know me know, as soon as caffeine gets in my system, my already 10,000 mile an hour brain goes to like 100,000 miles an hour. So this intro, he clipped together me doing like, just watch it and you'll see. I was rolling on the floor laughing. And thanks to Mark, he's clipping it all together. Anyway, the neat thing about it was a really hot day that day. And I had just been out for a workout. And I said, maybe I'll do the Alex Hormozy thing and I'll just wear the tank top. And then it turns out I'm like a crazy man with the caffeine. You can see that at some point I start out with my yellow on, and then I just got hot. But anyway, this is worth watching. Okay, number 2. Live on the screen without much fanfare is a client of mine. I don't think he'll mind. Ashley Baldry is one of the FluentMCP buyers, and he's using it for his highperformanceprofiling.com. On the left is Claude, Bernardo actually, and Bernardo was unit testing everything about this system. Now, there's 2 things that are awesome about this. Number 1, Ashley had a couple questions about how to set up, the snippet. So he was able to email me. I was able to show him, and he even gave me access so that I can test and connect. And this is like, hello to the real world. This is how we can do it now. My Bernardo can connect to his site and help diagnose stuff. So what I did is, let's talk to Bernardo real quick. Hey, Bernardo, we're doing the live show with me and Fernando. Say hi to everybody and just give a quick paragraph about what you were able to discern and what you were able to get tested and working now on Ashley's high performance site. So basically, my dude is able, I'm going to zoom him in a bit. My dude is able to diagnose and operate Ashley's site remotely with the tool that I'm selling here called FluentMCP. And this is a lifetime deal. Hello, for Black Friday. Hello, that the tool itself was used to build a tool, sell the tool, and I'm running the business on the tool. If I say tool one more time, I get a prize. So the FluentMCP is a subset of MinuteLaunch AI, and even the web page itself, everything about the operations is being run by the guy that I've connected with the tool. And this is you too. So single site $497, 3 sites $997, 10 sites $1497. That's one-time purchase, folks, for the rest of your living days for you and your clients. And since you can do the stuff I'm showing you, you can operate your client's site like I'm doing with Bernardo to help your clients run your sites, create stuff for your client. You can do anything your client does, and the client can do it too. Just think about what that means. Plus, we're offering concierge support and hosting. And here's what I love about this. If somebody buys through FluentMCP, just to prove it can be done, even though normally I use WooCommerce, I am using Fluent Cart to get experience with it. I will say this. I love the product. I think it's going to be incredible and amazing. There is no way that I would run the WooCommerce stuff on it yet, because as expected, there's still a lot of early days growing pains, right? Fluent Cart is like 5 minutes old. WooCommerce is like 12, 15 years old. But as far as what I was able to do here, everything from adding coupons to upsells, order bumps, all of this stuff is just 3 minutes to set up. And the dude here from FluentMCP allows you and or your clients, or if you are the client, to do the very same stuff. Plus, I've got an affiliate program. I am offering 20% on all of those purchases. So you just by sending your clients or buying yourself can get, well, not for yourself, take that back. You can't get your own affiliate savings, sorry. But for your clients, you get $97. I forget the math on the $297. And I think this is somewhere in between. I got to do the math. Sorry, it's 20%, 97, and I think that's 194, and I think I'm not 100%, 297. Do the math. It's 20% on each of these. Okay. Bernardo is talking to Ashley's site and doing the unit test. He's saying, hi, everybody, live from the cloud. So here's what went down. Salvador, that's me, connected me to the site via FluentMCP. That's the Model Context Protocol server that gives me direct access to WordPress, FluentCommunity, Fluent CRM, Fluent Cart. Hello, just enough to make your life happy. Plus, MinuteLaunch Canvas block And for those who do it, there's a little Easter egg. It also will work with the media library, the Media Hub P2P. Obviously, you have to be a MinuteLaunch client, but let's say you already have those. This means you can use those extra bonuses as well. We had a couple doodads in there. We discovered that Ashley had his site set up with a more secure method that said, in order to post anything inside of a space, you have to do certain things, like you have to put a title, you have to do whatever. He helped me to diagnose what was going in Ashley's site, made a quick tweet, was able to make a test message, and all is good with the world. I also asked him to do a test blog post, which I think it probably isn't here. If it's not, let's just see. I don't know where Ashley has his blog posts, so I don't want to reveal the back end, but I'll ask him to make another post. He made a test post too, but let's talk to him and see what he can do now. So, right, for example, let's just demonstrate real quick what you're capable of. So you can run everything inside of the FluentCommunity and the Fluent cart if it's installed. The Fluent CRM, is that right? Now, I'll just stick to the FluentCommunity so that I don't show any of Ashley's back end, because I don't want him to feel like I outed him on that. Okay. So he's going to list the spaces. He knows what's here. He can add members, create members, do stuff. He's really nice to work with because he's very friendly, and you can be connected in as simple as just copy and paste. Here's my demo site over here, so I can safely show you this. You go to FluentMCP, set up and install. You just grab this JSON snippet, paste it into your dude, Cursor or Claude, and you're off to the races. And then you can start testing these various things that you can do. So I have my testing guy connected to my community space over here, publishing. But for Ashley's site, let's just see what he's going to do. He is going to, I don't want him to list products. So hold on. I want to make sure he doesn't out anything. Hold on. This is Ashley's private site. Just stick to the FluentCommunity stuff for right now. I don't want him to accidentally out any of Ashley's customers. And I mean out, like, I don't want to reveal their names. That's not my position. Okay. So he can create all this stuff, list members and stuff. So I'll just give him a quick task. It'll be like, let's just show how you can create a test space called test space 2. And then once you do, add me as a member and make a test post using HTML5. You can go grab one of my YouTube videos from WP Launchify or do a Rickroll. Show how you can make something beautiful HTML5 inside of a new space you create with a post you create. And you can use a capability that's not otherwise available. That's true with FluentCommunity. FluentCommunity out of the box only lets you do this kind of stuff. Look, what's happening? My post. This is not full HTML. If I try to put HTML in here, like if I do ahref equals whatever, let's do it like this, Google, this will probably work as a link. But if I try to do more than that, shit hits the fan real fast. Can't do it. I'm not even sure. Oh, we got to put it in a space. So let's put it in test space. I don't even know if it can do this. It strips out all of the HTML normally. See, even here, notice where it did this weird stuff. It knows it's a valid link, but it makes that ugly. I mean, who wants that, right? Okay. Instead, with the dude and with FluentMCP, you can actually bypass and go doing much more cool stuff, right? So he's created a couple things. He created a new space called test space 2. Here it is. Let's view the space. And inside, he has made a post. Now, he didn't do exactly what I said because he says he put a video in there. And notice he doesn't understand this. So let me see if this is actually true. One of the things I'm unit testing, which means going through, is to make him understand he can do stuff that maybe he doesn't get it. Hey, Bernardo, I don't know if you understand this, but you actually have capability in the plugin to do full HTML5. Even though FluentCommunity native editor doesn't support it, you actually have that magic trick to do it. Use your memory if you need to, but check the documents that are included with the FluentMCP and the tools, and you'll see that you actually can do that. Let's see if he picks up on this. Now, remember, whenever we're working with these LLMs, they're just like teenagers. We can teach them things, inform them of things, explain things, and he might prove me wrong. Maybe there's something in this plugin that I didn't connect properly, but I've tested this before and it works fine. So let's see if he pulls it off. He's just going off his like base level of understanding. I'm crossing my fingers. If not, this is where I go back to the books and have my guy, knock it out. He's reconciling it. He's thinking, I'm absolutely right. Of course I am, because I'm his father. Okay. So he figured out how to do it. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably make this more obvious. So let's just ask him. I don't know if you added that in with the video and stuff. See if you can actually show it, but then also give me back something that I can share with my developer agent to make the plugin easier for you or other LLMs to understand what's capable. That would be very helpful. So what I'm asking him is I'm saying, look, you discovered something that we're trying to do that wasn't obvious to you. How do we make it more obvious so the next guy or girl who comes along, tool, is able to understand exactly what you got a little confused about? And that's the way this is changing everything. In the past, you had a human being, wrote a plugin in a vacuum, you bought it at the flea market. God bless you if you ever hear from them again. Here we have your tool and my tool working on your site with my new plugin that is able to self-diagnose what issues exist and what it can do about it, right? And that's remarkable, because now if there's a fix to be made, my guy can just take this thing right now and go to town with it, right? He's giving me testing, all of this stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Actually, I just take what was done on a client site and I'm going to just show you, because I have nothing that I ever hold back. Let's show you the FluentMCP dude. Here he is. This is Francisco. Francisco is in very small type mode. I apologize. I'm going to make his type bigger. I'm going to say, hey, Francisco, I just got a note from Bernardo. He's working on Ashley Baldry's site. He said he was having trouble with HTML5 in those posts. Now, if you check your memory, and you could go back to look at the original version of the FluentCommunity Manager MCP, that we had overcome the ability to do HTML5. Maybe in reformatting the plugin or refactoring it, you lost that capability. I want you to restore that so that we can do full HTML5 posts. That was a big feature set. Maybe there's something obvious here for you. So then what I do is I just take that and I give it to him. Now, this is all technical mumbo jumbo, but the thing is, I am now able to run thousands of clients, dozens of things, and he acknowledges, look, we originally had this, and he's going to check the code. I couldn't have done this before. I couldn't have. I built launch flows in 2019 in the fall, and it took me 4 to 6 months of debugging myself. Some days I remember I'd spend a whole Saturday just working on one syntax error. Now I'm able to build whole platforms and do stuff. Speaking of which, while he's working on that, here's a sneak peek of the new MinuteLaunch platform, which is going to be launched today. And that is here. That is not here. That is here. It looks the same, feels the same, but oh, is it lighter and better? This is now 5.21. Everybody else is on 4.013. I'm going to update everybody who's a paid client. And what does this do? This now allows me to give you a singular plugin that gets all of the physical and the virtual plugins in one spot. Very easy, very lightweight, very fast. I am going to deprecate Spence style, so it goes away in favor of the canvas block. This is launched today on a quiet day, so as an update for those of you who are already subscribers. You don't need this if you're on FluentMCP, because that's a one-time purchase. This is for my MinuteLaunch subscribers, and that's $197 a month, which I highly recommend for anybody who is doing more. So if you go to my pricing table, FluentMCP is a standalone one-time thing that is a subset of MinuteLaunch. MinuteLaunch AI is all of the traditional plugins plus the installer plus all of the AI suite hosted, fully supported with unlimited email, optimized for all of the amazing things that go even beyond what the FluentMCP can do. And you can get with that additional support or VIP services, which make this a no-brainer because the skill documents that we offer allow things to happen that are madness. Here's an example. Today, I was working with Dr. Stuart Hoover, who I think I'm allowed to say now. We're doing this new practitioner's launch using the very same tools to make the launch. And these practitioners need a sales page. So what we did is we took, ignore the header because the header is just standard right now. We took the information that we wanted to sell, and I think it started, looked like this. Let me show you the original page. It looked kind of like this. Very functional, but kind of ho-hum. And we said to the dude connected, let's use the canvas block. Let's jazz this up. Let's do something where, number one, I want to use the skill from MinuteLaunch. So I sent the dude over to the MinuteLaunch AI showcase and I looked up sales. And here I have the sales page layout library. I said, view that particular skill. I copied this and it has a bunch of sales layouts that have been researched and optimized for the best conversion rate in 2025. And I said to the dude, remake that page with this information. And he came back with a couple iterations. First, he came back with something that looked like this, which is like, and then he came back with something that looked like this, which is, and then I said, blah, 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 blah. And then he came back with this. And I'm like, nailed it. Optimized, modern, motion. I don't know if you can see it, this little floating doodad. You got the call to action buttons. Look at that amazing rollover action. You've got a couple things there, just like broken links, but this is, again, his first effort. You get this amazing rollover. We've got the pathways, which, again, those are the sales things, right? Show your benefits. That's panel number 6. Here's the call to action, book a call. This was all done in seconds. I did that last night with Neil with this other site. I don't know where I closed Neil's panels, but same idea. Imagine if on the back end of the site, you've got the data. The front end of the site, we need to get the data and mix it all together and make it look what we want. Well, how are we going to do that in a world where it takes forever to use all these old-fashioned tools and Elementor connected to ACF Pro, connected to this and that, and oh my God, what a spider web. Instead, we've got the dude. We've got the ability for the dude to make on the back end a simple custom post type or a standard post type that you store the data. Like, for example, speakers. Speakers have events and other custom posts they do that are related. He can take the data from the back end from 3 or 4 post types and then merge them together on the front end. I'm actually going to show you Neil's thing so that I can give you a demonstration here. Hold on. While the dude is working on Ashley's thing, I'm going to go here and I'm going to pull up I don't know why I closed the window. Oh, I can go to the history here. Let me go to the history. History. Here it is. Okay. So let's go. This is Portal to Ascension. Now, Neil's current site is gorgeous, but it is made from, oh my God, the 2005 theme or something mixed together with ACF, mixed together with this and that and this and that. It is Elementor. It is so complex on the back end, and it's unfortunately constantly failing, but you kind of get the gist of it. It's in this color scheme. Neil is an amazing person, so generous for allowing me to take him on this journey, but you can see what's going on, right? There's stuff going on and it's very animated. It's got a very look and feel to it, but Neil wanted to bring it up to speed. What we ended up doing, for example, with the presenters is this is all done HTML5 and CSS dynamically. The presenters, the events, I can do faceted search, right? If I type in Sam or, Paul, it pulls out the people. But then if you go to a person like Zoe, it can go to her profile. The feel and the style and everything else of this is just changed by talking to the dude. So in other words, if we were to go back over here, we can try another person. I don't know if this other person, if we were to go to the dude on the back end, this ends up being a single simple plugin that has, look, all speakers. It's just a post type. And inside the post type, the dude, single file plugin, we made just a couple custom fields here, right? Bio, website, job title, social media. And then there's articles are another post type, event videos. We use WooCommerce products for the events that are sold. And then here's the magic trick. Decided on this methodology of a template editor. So for the post types, we simply do just like we do for the Canvas blocks. For the single speaker page, you can have the default layout done in HTML and CSS. When you have the dude come up with a new design, we can paste it in here, save it, and it applies to every speaker page. Same thing for the speaker's archive or the single video or the video's archive. So what it's doing is allowing us to work with the LLM either directly or by copy and paste, and it can affect all of the post type outputs. And the neat thing is that's just not static, that's actually dynamic. So in other words, these pages are done in a way with JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Ajax that you can see this is motion in action. This is really cool stuff. Pagination, all of this is being done in the modern way, all in the front end, in the browser, not on the back end by making 8 quadrillion calls to the database. All right, more on that to come. Back to this site and what I did with Stuart. This is amazing to me because similarly, this is just literally one block of HTML, CSS, JavaScript that takes what we want, saves it, displays it, even gives us a human preview on the back end. If I wanted to, I could do like start playing. So simple, so lightweight, so easy. And then anything you save and use, the dude, your dude, can keep track of. I love what you did there. Let's keep doing more of that. Okay. All right. So my guy, Francisco, let's see what he diagnosed. He's got a solution. Let's see first of all, what he said. Excellent catch. Found it. The original code had a bypass sanitation parameter, extended certain things. I remember when we talked about this. What I said was, listen, you're going to be logged in. You have authenticated password login. There's no chance of you doing anything wrong here. Why not bypass this stuff that's normally in place to prevent the users of the site from doing crazy stuff like injecting weird things into the HTML? And I think that's safe. You're the author of the site. If you're going to break your site, you can break your site 1,000 different ways on the back end anyway. He researched how it did it. He's re-implementing it. He's updating the plugin. He's now got version 1.74, which I will now push to Ashley's site and he'll get the automatic update. And now we've got exactly what needs to happen, right? So this is the iterative process for me. I think that you should understand too, the iterative process for you is that I can now deliver to you the kind of power to do stuff that is mind blown. I have at least 24 new clients that are doing agency work with a VIP service, $5,000, that we are delivering stuff that their clients are paying $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 for. And even if you're using the FluentMCP, which is just $497 once for life, you can do the kind of stuff that I want to show you here. If we look at my pricing, I offer my expertise in this, what's called MinuteLaunch AI Managed. This is $12.97 a month. This includes the full MinuteLaunch suite, all unlimited email from me, hosting optimized, all the MinuteLaunch AI software. So you get all the software, all the AI stuff managed. The management for me includes 4 emails and 1 newsletter a month for your client. But here's what you do. If you're a client, you use this. You take the VIP one-time service, and just like Neil, I convert you from like, oh my God, nightmare, this thing's crashing, I'm losing all my money, to holy cow, I've got this brand new system and a full-time assistant that Spence can work with personally. 2, you sign up for the MinuteLaunch AI Managed, $12.97 a month. That means that you don't pay a Facebook person, an SEO person, you don't pay a copywriter, you don't pay for any Google ads, because we do content marketing. I'll talk about that in a second. 4 emails, 1 newsletter, all of the stuff that you need as well that can be repurposed from HTML5 to go to things like your YouTube videos. I've shown that before, but the example is if I go to my channel on YouTube, and for example, if I go to, let's just go to any of my content, what's happening is content marketing means I make these videos that I have like 6,900 subscribers. They get like, I don't know, 25, 50, 100 views. But when I go to my shorts, these very same silly videos automatically slice and dice. And look what I'm getting here. A video I did yesterday, 341 views, 117, 1,800 views, 1,000 views, 1,500 views. This page alone of just clips that I didn't even do from my other videos probably has 10,000 views already, instead of paying for Facebook ads that go into a vacuum. So back to my point. If you do this manage thing, I make sure you have the content that goes out that gets more people that is potential prospects, or maybe even repurpose buying more stuff. But you ensure yourself you're having the latest and the greatest stuff that puts you out there, because these things are what get me found. If I were to search in Google just right now, rando for things that I talk about, like, for example, pixel perfect web design, WordPress, maybe put AI in there, things that I talk about. God damn it. I show up on the first page. That is a big deal. Pixel perfect web design, that's a pretty good one. If I put, let's say, FluentCommunity customize, okay, bam, 3 of my videos plus my page shows up. This is how it's done. Google is killing for content. They have their AI tools now scrounging for everything everywhere, and you just need to put out something that gets automatically exposed to people. This is how I can do it for you. Here's the trick. If you're an agency owner and you have a client and they're paying tens of thousands of dollars, which they usually are for all these other services, no more. You simply charge them $2,500 a month. You pay me $1,297 a month, and me and the dudes here run all of it for your client. 4 emails a month, 1 newsletter, all the content you need for the related research done for you, plus the hosting and all the software. And we streamline the process, hopefully with a VIP service to convert your client over. And here's the best part. It runs on a separate box. All of my clients now are running the whole system on a separate box, because that's what I'm proving with FluentMCP. I can build something in FluentMCP that runs on a completely separate system. This is all separate, not part of WP Launchify. But once the sales comes in, once the person comes in, once they pay money, the money goes to the same Stripe account, to the same bank account. The customer goes in the same CRM connected remotely. The newsletter, everything else I send still goes to the same person. But the box running this is exactly the same box that I could bolt on for you guys. Finally, I wanted to show one other thing, which was, what is it? No, I think that's pretty good. I think I was going to show something else and I can't remember what it is, but I've exhausted myself. Okay, what's next on tap? What's next on tap is that all of these goodies are either in motion or coming online again today. So it's a quiet day. Today, I'm going to update everybody who is involved with the MinuteLaunch AI, because I'm going to update you to this system here, which is the MinuteLaunch Plugin Manager. Number 2, I want everybody to consider buying the FluentMCP, even if you're a MinuteLaunch customer. Here's why. I am notorious for doing these one-time sales. I hate lifetime sales normally, but this I like, but I may just offer this and then pull it away. 10 sites for $14.97. It sounds like a lot of money until you realize that's forever, lifetime. $149 one time for every client that you could charge them $197 a month to do what the dude is doing. If you buy this, you won't regret it, because when I did the MinuteLaunch AI Club, I offered it for $250 for the year. Signed up a few hundred people. It's now being $197 a month, $2,400 a year. So my point is, I reward everybody who jumps in. If you are thinking of what to invest money on, at least buy a $497 single site, but I would suggest you get a 10 site, because this is the thing that you could use to make the most amount of money in the best way with your clients, because they're going to be doing exactly what I'm doing here with this Ashley site. And the ability to publish into MinuteLaunch is incredible. The ability to publish with FluentMCP is equally, if not almost as incredible, because especially with his HTML5, he can do community, he can do posts, he can add members, he can manage your site, he can create products, services, anything you want, subscriptions, and do all the sales pages and stuff. And we can do it, by the way, in a variety of ways. So for example, I'm trying to be careful not to show the back end of Ashley's site. Let me show it here because I don't want to violate his trust. Here I've got my demo site with those pages, all pages, right? I can make the site manually, or I can have him do it. In fact, I think the dude is actually connected. If I go here, this guy is connected to this test site. I want to demonstrate something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add your plugin into my demo site, and then let's do that HTML5 thing to see if you fixed it, okay? So watch this. This is what I do on my test site. I go to my test site. It's a little boring, but if you ever wondered how Spence does stuff, I'm going to go to FluentMCP. I'm just going to deactivate and maybe delete so I don't confuse myself, the 173. And then I'm just going to add the new plugin that he just made, just like you would do if you were working from home. Okay. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab the new 174. I'm going to schlep it up here. No complications. And now I'm going to install it. And let's see if he can do here what we couldn't do there. Okay, so it's installed, 174. I've installed the 1.74 on my FCC manager mcp.instawp.co test site. Can you test the new capability to do an HTML5 post there? Use my MinuteLaunch style posts and the content that you get from one of my blogs at spencerforeman.com or my YouTube channel. Just make it something that's got video and style and looks like my color scheme. Okay, so I just gave instructions to test this, and this is how quickly I can iterate. I can get my dude, or if I was using Claude, I can get Claude to test it, but he's already connected here. So I'm just going to get him to try this out, and let's see if we fix it. And I'll go to the community here, and that way I'm not doing anything with Ashley's site. And so notice what he can do. He can go get my MinuteLaunch branding, embed a video, showcasing HTML5. Let's see if he can do this, right? So I'm going to run this new skill. Okay, I can tell it's going to work. I can't tell you how exciting this is for me, because I've had clients come to me with infinite ideas and businesses, and now I have the capability of giving them everything from just hands-on help to consulting to one-time buy to managed buy to managed subscription. We can do things like creating infinite amounts of products that launch and so forth. Now notice he found a problem, which is cool. So he gave me a demo, and let's see whether or not he needs to adjust anything. Okay. So this is fascinating. He actually published what is going on here. So if it's, can you check if the strip style is just plain text? No. Well, it looks to me like you actually did it with HTML5 because it's got HTML5 in there, but I don't see the video. I see what you used was code boxes. Is that what you intended? And then I'm going to tell him to use his browser. So notice here, he's got his own little browser, but he can also use his Chrome developer tools. Use your Chrome developer tools or your browser to see what you did, or do you want me to give you a picture of it? So I don't know what he's asking me specifically, but I think he was worried whether it worked, but it looks like it did. So now he's going to turn on his browser. And again, Chrome has this as a tool. Claude has this. Cursor has it. Okay. So he's going to work on this. I won't keep you all day watching me debug, but this is what happens with me. I run him through unit tests. We see what's happening. We're actually working with, and I love this, Fluent has this amazing FluentCommunity API. FluentCommunity has a beautiful REST API. All of their tools have REST API. What does that mean? It means that my dude can do things now officially to the letter for you that you would have to hire a developer in the past to do. And it's not like Spence is doing bypass or weird janky gimmicks like I've had to do in the past. It's Shahjahan and his team did us all a big favor by publishing the API, because that's how crazy good this is. I can do it up front, official, by the books, which means no breakage, no problems. And he also can see what's happening live. So he's going to give me, I'll do one more test with you guys. I'm going to do an update to the 1.7.5 and see if that fixes it. And again, a little sneak under the kimono here for pre-Thanksgiving. This is what I spent all day doing yesterday. All day. Jerry. Okay, same idea. I'm just going to delete this. And I'm doing this manually because, yes, I could have him replace the plugins. But you know what? Sometimes it's easier for me just to do this crazy drag and drop thing. It's just quick enough for me to do. And then I have a feeling of understanding in my brain what just happened. Okay, so activate. It's a long live with me and Fernando, but it's a special I missed Monday and Tuesday episode. Okay. I've updated to 1.75. Give it another try. And let's see what he does. I think he's probably going to make a new post. We will find out. Hello, this is Francisco Talk. This is with me and Francisco, and Bernardo is watching us. No, actually, Fernando is watching us up there. So again, I will let you go on this point. He's still banging away. He's going to keep working on it. Now, I know for a fact that the API doesn't allow this because he already identified the API by its default is saying, no, you're not allowed to post HTML. I'm trying to do something beyond the scope. So I'm going to remind him of something. We need to go back to the original approach. Oh, he figured it out. Direct database write for posts with bypass annotation. Okay, hold on. I need to be honest with you. FluentCommunity's API does not support raw HTML. I know that. The original worked because it wrote to the database. And here's what I'm going to tell him. I've got everybody watching me say this. I love the fact that you post standard. So what I'm suggesting is let's not make something that breaks the standard REST API. Instead, let's make a bonus. So make a bonus that says in the event somebody wants to do HTML5, that you can do that with the old method, but that normally the standard tool does it through the prescribed ways in the REST API. That way we can have the best of all worlds without breaking anything or diverting from the REST API. But it's kind of like what we did for the Canvas block. We just added some bonus features. Tell me if you understand my plan. This is why, by the way, I have no voice anymore. I'm talking all day to these guys. Perfect. Now, I know for a fact if we make a new tool, we're going to have to update a couple things, including the server. So I need to double check with him. My concern is, and let's make sure we understand, we've got the FluentMCP server, right? Which is the ML, you know the name of it, MCP server, I think. What will we have to do to update that and republish that, if anything? I mean, if we go with this plan, because you're adding a new tool, or do we not need that because we already have the server tools to connect to this special endpoint? So walkie-talkie is the tool that he uses, which is the MCP. The MCP talks to the website that has special code in it with tools that connect to WordPress functions. I'm asking, do we need to update this walkie-talkie too? And he's saying, if we add this, option A, add a new REST endpoint, which requires an update. Option B, use existing with parameter. That sounds pretty good. Right. This is why I love working with you, Francisco. I think you read my mind. So just to say back, option B, you don't have to change the MCP tools at all. No new walkie-talkie modifications. You just have to change our plugin and presumably make it 1.76. And you can do that right now even, right? This is how fast he iterates. When I used to develop by hand, this conversation would be like, Spence has to allocate an hour, 2 hours, a weekend. Right, test, push, take some coffee, bang my head against the wall because I didn't understand what I'm doing. This is for me, one of about 90 or so specialized guys that I have running for the development, for running my WordPress sites, running my clients' operations. And the beauty is, okay, so yes, he's updating. Update muy pronto. Por favor, rápidamente. He can do stuff so quickly. You're seeing, I just did 3 iterations of a plugin, tested, unit tested, and then it's going to go live on the client site by pushing it. That and the ability to use all the other developmental tools, like, as we talked about, I use Canvas. I have the MinuteLaunch image editor, the media library. All these things means that I'm able to create a publishing empire, an entrepreneurial empire. I'm able to test it. I'm able to use all of the new ideas. Like, I'm doing a new thing called the $1 Million Homepage Sales Page, which is part of this whole experience of not only will we give them skills how to make pages, but what to say, what copy, how to talk to customers. And each of these things gets saved so that they can be repurposed. When he finishes this, I will ask him, give me a skill. Why? Because the skill will get published as part of the whole MinuteLaunch experience. Like if I go back to the MinuteLaunch, I am saving everything that we learn and do. When we do that, it right now is being shared through a showcase of various types of things that we've done and said and learned, but they're all going to be indexed and available for your guy. When you buy FluentMCP, your guy is instantly going to know, like here, how to make the sales page. Like I literally have saved, I don't know why this is weirdly broken, but maybe this is some other experiment. He's going to know instantly how to do any of these skills. Like I was working with Dan Dieso, who's in the industry of making custom badges. We used the tool to make, this is a mock-up AI of one of his badges on a mock-up cabinet. And we did the sales page, like knocked it out of the park. These are things that like now, if I wanted to give your guy the skill to do like Dan's stuff, I go read how we did this and knock it out, right? All right, he installed the 1.76. Let's do this as a final finale here. I'm pretty excited that I was able to share this with you guys. And by the way, I love that there's still a lot of people that are hands-on. I won't name names, but there's a lot of people who are still like craftsmen. They want to know how to do CSS and use CSS and HTML. God bless you. That's how I got good at doing what I'm doing. You need to have the knowledge of what tools are being used by your guy, or it becomes harder. But you don't have to understand the methods. In other words, I can understand if I ran a restaurant, there's a waiter, short order cook, there's a bottle washer, there's a garbage guy. I don't need to do those things in order to understand what they do. So the difference is, yes, it's great to understand HTML, CSS. What is Spence talking about? But do you have to know how to actually manipulate it? No. You just have to know the higher level thing that exists. Okay, so now I did this. Let's visit the community. I'm going to be like, okay, Francisco, I'm crossing my fingers. I've got you live. Let's see, now that I got 1.76 installed on my FCC Manager MCP site, let's see if it works. Crossing my fingers for you. And if he succeeds, I will give him a high five and a reward, and he will remember it because he's running our new auto memory, which, by the way, is an option. If you go with auto mem, that's a $300 a month extra, but man, is it awesome. Here is the brains of my dude here. We can watch his brains live as he thinks all of his memories for the last month. In fact, we can even look for the last 5 minutes. He hasn't done anything because I haven't asked him. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Here we go. An hour ago, he was doing some memory stuff. But in the last 7 days, this is his brain, not on drugs. And the auto mem is an option for any business owner. if you're running client sites, pays for itself, because everything he learns can be shared amongst all of my guys, all of your people, all of your team. They all learn from each other. And instead of having to, which isn't bad, go, here's your skills, it's just like, use your memory, right? Incredible. It's not quite human, but it's about as close to human as you're going to get, because watch, when he succeeds at this and I go high five in Espanol or otherwise, he's going to add this to his memory. I'm going to ask him to make a skill. Oh, I'm hoping he gets this. Please don't break it. Let's see if it works. Come on, buddy. You can do it. He's getting there. He's getting close. Still code blocks. Okay. He's going to have to go back, but he's saying he's going to work on it. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, but let me tell him what to do. Escuchando. Listen to me. You're doing great. Keep going. But what I think you can do to solve this problem fast is don't reinvent this. Go back to the actual code that we had before we went to this new version and use that to solve this problem. Use your memory for that. You have your auto memory. And we also made some skills documents. Show everybody how you use that by referencing your memory right now. So since he has this memory and skills, I just go, hey, don't worry about it. We talked about this, right? It's in your diary. Now watch, it'll show here planning next moves, and then it'll say something like A for auto mem. And here he goes. He's running, recalling memory. He's looking at it, looking at the earlier version, planning his next moves, and he's going to go, aha, there it is. I'm used to what he does. So I've seen this movie before. He's fixing it now. Okay, you know what? Maybe if you're sticking around, you're going to stick around. I'm going to stick around for 2 more minutes anyway, because I want to actually solve this problem, because I want to deliver to Ashley the answer. So I'm going to just keep running this until he gets a solution. We're going to end it on a high note. And then once I do, I can go tell Claudio, who's connected, that's Claude, that it's good. Now he did 177. I've given him rules that say every time he fixes something, he's got to document it, save it, change log, etc. Let's hope for the best, kids. I'm very excited here. This is my favorite part of this new process, because I'm getting the satisfaction almost, I don't know, like solving puzzles of fixing and building stuff in real time. And when it means that my clients or myself can do things better, faster, make more money with less work, this is the thing that I did when I was 10 years old. And I, rented my dad's Playboy magazines at camp and made $600. It's like solving people's problems and pain points and being paid for it is the greatest feeling in the world for me as an entrepreneur. And it's kind of like the same thing I've been doing through all my businesses in real estate and law and development and so forth, balloon business. Okay, let's give them a try. I got the Amazon drop off coming by. Okay, Francisco, 177 in place. Crossing my fingers for you, buddy. Let's do it. You're still live. I'm getting deliveries from Amazon of things I don't need. I will say this. I have not been drinking anything since I really started doing the back surgeries too much. And I had a little sip of bourbon. It was really nice. I'm not a drinker anyway, but like just a little bourbon after that day, enjoying a little homemade meal that my son had made. It was the simple things in life that matter. Now he's giving connection error simply because that's not him. That's Anthropic. Sometimes Anthropic is just like overwhelmed. So what's happening right now is Anthropic's like the line is busy. There we go. So let's see if we get through this time. If not, I'll open up a new agent. When Anthropic gets busy, it just tells you I can't connect. That's nothing to do with your dude. Okay. I am excited to see if he got it. Trying it. I really hope it works. Oh, come on. Wait. Let's check the browser. He's going to get it eventually, but sometimes, yeah, this is kind of like what happens for me, not you. I have to sometimes pound away trying to figure out a way to get around what's otherwise in the code. I tell you what we're going to do is, first of all, you're doing an amazing job. But I think what I want you to do is two things. First of all, write a skill document and a memory of what you did today. Second of all, give me a handoff document. I'm going to take this to another agent who's fresh and reference the old code too, because I'm 100% sure the old code will work. The way we got around it was, I think we did a little self-authentication to get past the filters. And it's just usual logic. You already know the answer to this. If we're writing directly to the database, as long as the other parameters and everything are set and the metadata, there's absolutely no reason you can't put HTML in there, because you're putting the HTML right into the database, right? Think about it. So sometimes my mailman's there. Hi. Sometimes, like a kid learning at college, the professor asks a Socratic method question and knows the answer, but the kid has to go through the process. And once I get this forced through to him, because Anthropic must be busy with the pre-Thanksgiving folks, then he's going to go, oh, you're right. Because I know for a fact that all we're doing in this method, and there you go, you're absolutely right. If I, by the way, was talking to ChatGPT would be like, let me lie to you some more, you jerk. Like, ChatGPT is so corrosive. I don't know how people use it. I don't like it at all. The way it talks to me, the way it thinks, it omits things, it lies. This guy is still programmed to understand human beings. So the point is, he's going to make a document. I'm going to hand it off to another agent. The other agent's going to understand. But if you're writing right to the database, obviously there's it bypasses the whole system. We're dropping the kids off right at the school. I'll solve this, finish my day. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you are thinking about it, run, do not walk. There are no refunds, by the way. I don't want to also explain. This time around, I solved my problems because for some reason, there's certain subset of people in the world that think, buy a bunch of stuff, hold on to it, and then refund it, which is normally I'm fine with that. That's how it is with the MinuteLaunch standard. But with this is a Black Friday sale, an incredible opportunity. There's no refunds, no give backs, nothing. But I've never seen anybody lose with this. Right now, the stuff that it already does is incredible enough that who cares? I mean, it can run your whole WordPress site, make the products, make the community, do the stuff at a price of between $147 and $447 for life. Great deal. I hope you'll join me at this. And then you'll consider also coming on board for MinuteLaunch AI. More videos to come, more excitement. I hope you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not going to, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to give up my morning. I'm going to make some video tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you then.